Good evening and welcome to Ted Runner Stadium, and the kickoff is taken by the Oxy Tigers. Going up the field to the 35, to the 40, to the 4, to the 30, make it the 36-yard line for Occidental. So Craig Duncan, Tim Walsh, glad to be with you here as we come to you live, our first roadie of the year. And Tim Walsh, we made it.
We got here. We're good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Oxy comes out going right to left in white jerseys with black black pants. Andy Collins' first pass is complete. That's Matt Anderson. Anderson's got room to run across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Tim Walsh, let's set this thing up. Oxy comes in 3-0. Redlands 0-3. Oxy may be a little better than Redlands, but those records are very deceiving.
Yeah, the 0-3 record of the Bulldogs is not an indicator of how good this football team is. They've had one of the toughest Division III schedules in the country, and they've played pretty well up to this point. And Coach Wiedoff said it earlier this week, this will be their toughest test by far, and we'll explain more as we get further into the game.
First and 10, Oxy at the Redlands 49-yard line. Craig Duncan, glad to be with you through new equipment, so maybe a little glitchy tonight. Pass is complete to Mike Winchell down to the 42-yard line. Tackle made by Connor Drake for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs in their traditional maroon with silver pants. It's not gray, is it? Is it silver or gray?
Well, we'll say silver.
And
Kevin will correct us.
Yes, of course he will. No matter what we say, he'll correct us.
No matter what.
Okay, second down and 3 for Oxy on the 42 of Redlands. Going right to left. First possession of the game. Handoff is to Chris Washington around the right side. Has first down yardage, maybe more. 30, all the way down to the 20-yard line, where he's finally dragged down by Jarrell Garcia.
You know, Chris Washington has developed into one of their more explosive young players. He returns punts for him right now. He's 16th in the nation, averaging 15 yards a return. He's a guy that Coach Wiedoff wants to get the ball in his hands as often as possible to make some things happen.
No score, second minute of play. 3 receivers to the left, first and 10 Occidental at the Redlands 22-yard line. Collins in the shotgun. He's got Anderson immediately to his right. Quick drop pass, knocked down at the line, almost intercepted by Chris Richardson, the junior out of Ahwatukee, Arizona. At least second down.
Andy Collins coming off his game last week, 13 of 22, 180 yards. And the big play of the game, a 77-yard touchdown run, which was described by those who saw it as one of the best runs they'd ever seen. It was pretty impressive coming across the field, making people miss. And that's the beauty of Andy Collins. A great arm, great quarterback, but his escapability and the way he can run in the open field is very impressive.
So Steve Young-esque?
Yeah, he really is. He can do a lot of things, and he causes a lot of headaches for defensive coordinators.
Second down and 10 for Oxy at the Redlands 22. Going right to left, opening drive of the game. Collins drifts out to his left, throws across his body and over the head. It's intended for Jesse Fisher, a freshman tight end out of South Pass.
Nice job by the Bulldogs flushing Collins out of the pocket. And Collins actually had Fisher in the open field, but throwing against his body, run to his left, just couldn't put the pass where he wanted to throw it.
And our Nacho Man has shown up, also known as Kevin Walsh.
You have a buck so we can tip him.
Don't play with matches. That's my tip. It's always funny. Third and 10, Occidental. 3 receivers out to the left. Ball on the right hash. Couple minutes gone, first quarter. Flags are down on the play. Pass to a wide open Winchell for a touchdown. Let's see what the call is. Is it an illegal formation or an offside? The flags went up. I have a feeling this is coming back because the linesman's going in to talk to the referee right now. So it's a touchdown for Occidental, but I think it's coming back. Offside Redlands. Oh, it's a touchdown for Winchell.
But a nice play by Tigers. Mike Winchell running the secondary route, wide open. Tigers on the board early.
Jornstad 19 out of 20 on PATs. Out of the hold of Trisuli. Snap and placement are perfect, as is the kick. Timeout on the field with 13-14 left, first quarter. And just like that, Oxy's on the board. They lead 7-0. 7-0 Oxy, second minute of play here. 13-14 showing on the clock. An easy touchdown drive. A big 3rd and 10 pass to Winchell. And Oxy on the board. The kickoff is a bad one, and it goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And Redlands will put it into play.
Yeah, we're watching a D1 game that goes out of bounds. What do we say?
You yank his scholarship.
Yank his scholarship. Not exactly. Coach Wiedoff not very happy with that. We haven't seen that very often this year, and very often at Tiger kickers. But nice drive, momentum all your way, and now you give this Bulldog offense good field position. Yeah,
Joey Coverson might be the kickoff man next time down. Chris Saris is the quarterback for Redlands. They've had a lot of quarterback controversy and issues in their quarterbacking department. Redlands has thrown 10 interceptions and garnered 1 on the defensive side this year. First and 10 on the 35. Play action on first down. Going long, has a man, it is! Oh, it's just out of the reach of the receiver Kyle Godfrey.
Oh, and what a ball by Chris Sayers. We only have seen his stats. We haven't had a chance to see him play yet. And he comes in with no touchdowns, has thrown 5 of those interceptions you talked about. But play action seemed to freeze the secondary, and he put that ball where only Godfrey could have caught it, and Godfrey really should have caught it. That was a nice ball. That would have been a big play for the Bulldogs early.
And it looked like, was Kyle Stowers out there on an island in coverage? Kyle Stowers of Song safety.
Got caught looking at the ball and not watching Godfrey run by him.
Second down and 10 for Redlands, going left to right. Saris with the handoff, and diving ahead for about 3 is Zach Schaefer. Schaefer, 40 carries on the year for 214 yards, averaging over 5 yards a carry with a touchdown.
You know, we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that the Bulldogs have had an extremely tough schedule. Started off with Whitworth, who's now the number 14 in the country, undefeated. Have not given up more than 16 points in a game. Trinity, Texas, they played at Trinity, who's 29th in the nation right now, according to D3Football.com. They haven't given up more than 15 points. So they've played some very good defenses. The Tiger defense has shown they can give up some points. So the Bulldogs looking at a chance to score here early.
3rd and 6. Saris flushed out, going to the sideline. Will not get the first down. Actually, will get tackled for a loss, and they'll give Joe Zachary probably a sack on that play, a loss of 2.
Joe Zachary is one of those guys that we talked about a lot the last few years, and Zachary is amongst the leaders in the country in tackles for loss, and that'll be another one for him as he will get credit for a sack as he gets Sayers out of bounds.
Stuart Pohl is the punter, and one of the interior linemen for Redlands jumped. So it'll knock it back 5 and make it 4th and 12. Craig Duncan, Tim Walsh, Kevin Walsh, happy to be with you after braving Saturday night traffic. Boy, the times have changed. Saturday night traffic in the 909. Deep for Occidental are Chris Washington and another player whose number we just can't see. Nice punt by Pohl. Washington up to field it at the 28 and tackled immediately. Nice special teams play made by the Bulldogs. That play was made by Kyle Godfrey. Kevin Walsh, former Redlands player, 0-3 this year. The Bulldog, but it's been an extremely tough schedule.
It has been a tough schedule. Not used to seeing the Bulldogs with this kind of record now. Unfortunately, when I was here, this was not that uncommon. But since Coach Maynard has taken over the program, it's been at the top of the SCIAC consistently. And this year, we'll see. I don't know if tonight's going to be a good test either because they're running into another ranked team, but they're playing the tough part of their schedule early.
Handoff over left guard, a couple of yards gained. And the carrier for Occidental was Kenjis Watson.
This is the 100th year of the University of Redlands, the centennial celebration. So there's a theme for every home game except this one. So I think that's a stay home and come to the next game night.
This is a sign of respect. Second down and a long 9 for Occidental. Collins shotgun. Pass is incomplete. They wanted Jordan Inabnit coming across the middle. Oh, and a Redlands guy is down and grabbing his ankle. It is James Spica out of Monrovia. So it'll be 3rd and long for the Tigers. They're up 7-0. A little over 4 minutes gone. Collins out of the shotgun. Drifts back. They rush 5. Pass is caught, and Jason Lehman getting the first down. And that was one of those pro football passes that I hate, Kevin, where they always throw it underneath. But in Division III, you can get a first down on.
Well, in the pros too. That is the logic, is that it's a safe play, and if the receiver breaks a tackle, you get a first down, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Oxy comes out of the huddle quickly. 10:30 left first quarter, leading 7-0. Touchdown pass, a 22-yard pass from Collins to Mike Winchell. So on 1st and 10 from the 41, Oxy sends trips left. Option right. Collins pitches to Anderson. He's got yardage up across midfield, and he will be spotted actually out of bounds at the 49. So they'll call it a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and short. 2nd down and 2. Collins is straight. Actually, Anderson gets the direct snap, and Anderson will be stopped for no gain. That play might be written out of the playbook.
Just watching Matt Anderson this year in a couple of games I've seen, he had played a lot more confidence. We saw flashes of what he can do the last couple of years, but now he is the featured back in this offense, and he has shown that he is one of the better ones in the SCIAC.
3rd down and 2 for Occidental. Collins out of the shotgun. The handoff, no, it was actually a fake handoff, and Collins kept it and lost 2 yards.
Yeah, that was by design. That was a quarterback draw, and Redlands was not fooled at all, and Occidental will be punting here. Good series for the Redlands Bulldogs.
8:58 left. The punt is taken at the 12-yard line. 15, 20, 30-yard line. Nice return. Oh, and the ball's on the deck, and the Tigers have it.
Nathan Adkins with an excellent return for Redlands. Unfortunately, the ball was stripped at the 30-yard line by Occidental, and Occidental has come up with it.
So when you're playing a team the quality of Occidental, Kevin, obviously you've got to play a good game, and you can't have mistakes like that.
Right. You've got to win the turnover battle. You've got to win the penalty battle. You've just got to play smarter and better football.
So Oxy with a big break there. It's up to the 31 of Redlands. 1st and 10. Going right to left, leading 7-0, 8:49 left first quarter. Two receivers to the left. Anderson in motion has the pitch left, and he is wrapped up in the backfield by Brock Arndt. The sophomore out of Valencia snuffed that play out.
Brock Arndt coming in tonight as one of the leaders of the Redlands defense, running with 12 unassisted tackles. I mean, a nice play right there on Matt Anderson, Kev.
And it's interesting. It looks like Redlands is dead set on stopping the run of Occidental, which obviously Matt Anderson's been quite a weapon for the Tigers, but Andy Collins is the weapon. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
2nd and 15.
Got one-on-one on the outside.
They get it to Anderson, and Anderson's going to slip one tackle, but not a second, as in good pursuit was Keith Richardson. Then a couple other Bulldogs got him for a gain of about 2, so it'll be 3rd down and 13 for Occidental.
Didn't really like that call. It isolated Anderson, but it isolated him on the short side of the field. Took a little while to develop, and Anderson actually did break a tackle, but the pursuit by Redlands, because of the short side, the pursuit from Redlands was there almost immediately, and little gain on the play.
3rd and 13. If they get a good gainer here, I would suspect it to be either 4-down territory or a long field goal for Jornstead. Collins rolling out to his right on 3rd down. Throws incomplete. A little too hard for Anderson. He would have been hard-pressed to get the first down. It was about the 29-yard line. But Oxy will bring on the punting unit once again with Scott Saunders.
You're right, Craig. That was they faked the dive on Anderson into the line, sent him out in the flat. He was wide open, and Collins was just too hot on the pass, and it went through Anderson's hand. The
play calling so far by the Tigers has been very safe. They're really not trying to do too much, and the Bulldogs are really tempting them, challenging them. One-on-one on the outside, basically saying, hey, if you guys can beat us, give you a shot to go. But the Tigers are really looking to be very conservative early on.
4th and 13. Saunders back deep to punt. Little pooch kick hits at the 10 and is going to die at the 5-yard line, which is where Redlands will put it into play. 1st and 10 with 7:54 left, and Occidental on top by a score of 7-0.
Now, you alluded to Redlands' problems on offense this year, as well as Occidental's proclivity to give up yards and points so far. But noticeably, Occidental's given up the yardage through the air, and the points have mostly been through the air. And Redlands just hasn't been unable to throw the ball this year. So it'll be interesting to see if Redlands can take advantage of the Occidental coverage.
All right, 1st and 10, Redlands on the 5-yard line, going left to right, trailing 7-0. Saris, deep handoff left, and barely getting out of the end zone was Zach Schaefer. And Schaefer actually will only lose a yard back to the 4.
You know, Kevin, this passing game really lacks confidence. And obviously, throwing 10 interceptions in the first 3 games will lead to that. But again, we alluded to, they play some very, very good defenses. Your defenses haven't given up a lot of points. That Trinity, Texas team is number 1 in passing defense right now in the nation. So your tough schedule, you want to play good teams early on, but you need to have a game that we're going to get your confidence. And they kind of felt like the Chapman game might have been one. But Chapman is a new head coach this year. They're playing a lot better football as well.
They threw for 17 yards against Redlands. I mean, that's very difficult to do.
2nd and 11. Saris, fake handoff, rolls out to his right, has some room to run. He's to the 10, he's to the 15, across the 15, and tiptoes out of bounds at the 20. Nice little run by Chris Saris, who's not known as a runner. 13 carries, 25 yards. Obviously, you got to weigh the sacks in there, but he's not in the Andy Collins league, but a nice run.
Oxy does not lack speed on defense, and misdirection against this Oxy team can be successful. Flow of the offense going left, little bootleg back the other way, and he had nothing but daylight, Kev.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Redlands gets their first down. Oxy leads 7-0. 6:49 left first quarter. Craig Duncan, former Redlands great Tim Walsh, and Oxy grad and former basketball great Tim Walsh.
Kevin Walsh was the first one.
Did I say Tim?
The fans want to hear about Tim.
Yeah. Saris back to pass. Hit as he throws. It's short, and it's incomplete. Stowers with coverage on Kevin Vollmer. Scott Ferguson pressuring Saris, and Saris lucky to get rid of that ball.
And Stowers with very good coverage, but boy, if he had turned back earlier, he very well could have had an interception there.
2nd down and 10 at the 20. Classic I formation. Strong side to the right. Option right. Saris keeps it. Knocked down by Sowers, and then a few other Oxy Tigers get there. It'll be a gain of 4. 3rd and 6. Another big 3rd down for the Bulldogs here. It's on the 25 in Redlands territory. Clock ticking down to just about 6 minutes left first quarter. 7-0 Tigers. Saris out of the shotgun. Drifts back. Anthony Oslin hits him. The ball's almost intercepted. Oh my goodness. Daniel Tremello, had he caught that, would have scored.
If he caught it smoothly, he would have. The ball was a little bit behind him. That ball should have been caught. He was amongst other people. But as they say, there's a reason why you're playing defense.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. But that ball was behind him. He's number 43. That ball hit him on the 3. It wasn't much behind him.
Washington and McGarry are deep to receive the punt from Stuart Pohl. Another high one taken by Washington at the 39. Eludes one man to the 40. Flag down. This is coming back. 2 flags down. So Oxy will probably put it into play from about their 30-yard line. We'll take a break and come right back.
5:42 left in the first quarter. Tigers will take over on their own 25. Andy Collins the shotgun set. We've got 5 receivers. Anderson in motion. Rolling right is Collins. Collins looking up the field. He's got a man deep. He's going one-on-one. And the pass is caught by Winchell. He was out of bounds, but there is a flag. Looks like it was one-on-one coverage with linebacker Keith Richardson. Winchell caught the ball out of bounds, but a lot of contact, Kev.
It's on Winchell. Winchell pushed off as he made his break, but it was interesting. The back judge threw the flag from about 25 yards away. It was a very good call. But it's rare that he would call it from that distance.
But it is a correct call. And now the Tigers are going to lose 10, but 2nd and 20 now.
And looking to go deep, Occidental looking to go deep. On that play, there was no player from Redlands more than 5 yards off the ball. There isn't any help deep, but I've always thought that the way to take advantage of that is not to throw deep, but to really push the deep outs, really push like you're going deep, because the defenders are really going to be conscious of the fact that they have no help. So those comeback routes, those longer comeback routes, are always going to be open.
With the penalty, it is first down and half the distance, 1st and 22. Collins back to pass, looking to his right, and a pass a little short, looking for the out pattern. Looks like it was intended for Chris Washington. Pretty good coverage by the Bulldogs, and that'll be lead to the 2nd and long.
Collins just a little bit off on that pass. Receiver was open, just a little bit short on the out.
No, interesting note about the one-on-one coverage on the outside, Kev. They are guarding on the outside with linebackers. That was Keith Richardson guarding Winchell. They have very little respect, or showing very little respect for the Occidental receiving corps and their speed. Collins again, shotgun, with Anderson to his left. 2 receivers split out to the right. Collins back to pass, looking for a little fade to the left, looking for Jordan Inamnit, and the ball a little deep, put only where Inamnit could catch it, but once again, pretty good coverage. That time, Jarrell Garcia with Brad Smith, the safety, with the help. Brad Smith, last year, one of the Bulldogs' best defensive players. He was an All-West region player, 5 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and 6 pass breakups. One of the best players on the West Coast.
And you mentioned Jarrell Garcia on the coverage from Bayland, New Mexico. How did he get away? What happened to the New Mexico to Occidental pipeline? I'm disappointed to see a New Mexico player suiting up for someone other than Occidental.
3rd and 22. Collins again by himself. Play action. Push out of the pocket, rolling to his left. Throws it to, looks like Chris Washington coming across the field. Good coverage by the Bulldogs. Good defense. And Kevin, this Bulldog D, these last couple of possessions have done a nice job against this potent offense.
They just put the clamps down. We mentioned on the previous series that they were really looking to stop the run, and they're still geared up to stop the run, but they've got enough team speed to stay with these Occidental Tiger players, some of the best athletes in the SCIAC, and this Redlands defense has been very impressive early on.
Well, Coach Wiedoff did say that this would be their toughest test of the year, and so far it has been. Alex Groh now standing in his end zone. Nathan Atkins standing about midfield. Atkins goes to his right, catches it at the 50. He goes towards the sidelines, and he's brought down around the Tiger 45, but great field position now for the Bulldogs and a chance to do something and show that their offense is better than they've shown the last few weeks.
That is not our nephew, Nathan Atkins. Is it out there, Tim?
That is not our nephew, Nathan Atkins. This Nathan Atkins finished 2nd nationally last year in the triple jump. A very, very good athlete.
All right, Redlands on the move here. Osland chasing Saris. Will he get there? Zachary chases, and Saris smartly throws it out of bounds as he was pushed out of the pocket. Osland and Zachary have some wheels tonight.
Yeah, Chris Sayers did a nice job getting away from that. The linebackers for the Tigers are so fast, and they're putting pressure on Sayers, but he escaped and made sure he got rid of it.
They are not protecting him well. And I don't know, obviously we haven't seen the earlier games, but he's rushed 13 times for 25 yards. Kind of makes you believe that he's been sacked 10 or more times this year.
Yeah, they don't, in Division III, they don't put sacks up there. Saris, deep handoff, going left. Schaefer, met by Zachary head on. Schaefer and the pile push forward to about the 41, where it'll be 3rd down and about 4. Joe Zachary meeting him right at the point of attack. That was a nice stop by Zachary.
Terrific effort by Redlands on that play, though. Good line surge, good effort on the offensive side. Don't forget, Redlands might be 0-3, but this is their first SCIAC game, and that's really what matters at this level. So those other 3 games, they've been tough games, but effectively, they've been pointing toward this.
You talk about Saris, the protection he's getting or not getting this evening. This offensive line, they really look to them to be the stabilizing force. They returned 4 seniors, and they felt like they do a nice job this year. And so far, they have not done that.
I formation, they fake the option. The old Nebraska pass going deep and incomplete. Looks like he wanted
Nathan Atkins, who had a step in the Redlands sideline screaming for pass interference. And hate to be the Redlands alum that I am, but I think that was pass interference.
He stuck his hand. He was beaten and kind of felt like Kyle Stowers thought that the ball was going to be caught and reached out. Now, the big question is, was that ball catchable if he doesn't touch him? And there was very late contact, but I think the flag could have gone either way. And not being an Oxy guy, I think it could have went either way.
4th and 4 from the 40. I would go for it here. You're only going to get 14, 15 possessions a game, and they boot it into the end zone. And does it get in? No, it stops at the 5-yard line. What a good decision to punt.
Not stopping the side. What a great play.
Kyle Godfrey with the tremendous play. Kyle Godfrey from Apple Valley, California, a 6-foot senior.
That ball was going into the end zone. Godfrey at the 1 made a nice job, just knocked it back, and now
they call a touchback.
Boy, we don't have the best angle on that, but it sure looked like he made the play before he got in the end zone.
If you have a toe on the goal line, it doesn't matter the plane of the goal. It matters where the toe is when you touch the ball.
Kyle Godfrey was a big weapon for Redlands last year, averaging over 20 yards of reception, and he's only got 4 catches through the first 3 games for 41 yards this year.
1st and 10 from the 20. Occidental. Option for Collins. He goes down, a loss of 5. They'll actually credit him back to the 16. Very conservative for Occidental here, guys.
Very conservative. We haven't seen the option in a long time. And if you're a Tiger fan or a Tiger coach, you do not want to see Andy Collins get hit that hard. He tucked it away. He tried to make a move on the inside, and he was stood up. Looks like it was Richardson. And, again, you don't want your quarterback taking that kind of contact.
2nd down and 14 for Occidental. 2:54 left, first quarter. Collins going deep again. Has Winchell a fine grab, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Winchell one-on-one with the defender there.
That ball by Collins was right in stride. Great catch by Winchell, but again, excellent coverage by Drake. It was perfectly done by both Collins and Winchell, and it had to be to make the play.
Obviously, some injuries last year to Tigers, Rick Fukushima, and Caleb Small playing defense gave Mike Winchell more time. You can see it this year. He's playing with much more confidence.
1st and 10 on the 40 for Occidental, going from right to left, ball in their territory. 2.5 left, first quarter, 7-0 Occidental. Collins quick drop, looping pass, Winchell out of reach at the 40-yard line. Again, Connor Drake on the coverage. Oxy must like that Connor Drake, Mike Winchell. One thing that's of note is that Winchell's got 4 inches. It looks like more.
Yeah, exactly. It says 6'1" versus 5'9". But I would guess that Connor Drake was closer to 5'7". Just how it looks compared to Mike Winchell.
2nd down and 10. We'll have to review the tape. Collins out of the shotgun on 2nd down. Big rush. Collins is tackled back at the 22-yard line. Marcus Alleman from Coachella on the tackle.
Alleman, the senior, Collins looked like he was going to set up a middle screen for somebody, and Collins was fading back. Thought he might get Alleman off him with the fake. Alleman didn't bite and brought him down.
There was no receiver there. There was definitely confusion. It was either Chisuli or Nabnet was supposed to be over there, and I think it was Nabnet was late getting there, but Collins was looking back, and there was just no one there.
So it'll be 3rd down and very long for Occidental. Under 2 minutes left, first quarter, 7-0 Occidental. No backs, and Collins is going to call a timeout. 7-0 Occidental. Timeout with 1:34 left in the first quarter. We will be right back. Occidental on top 7-0. Oxy had an easy first drive, but since then this Redlands defense has shown why they have given up only 73 points in 3 games against 3 very good teams.
They did a nice job early of taking the run away, and the Tigers have gone away from it, and now Matt Anderson not involved since that first drive, and Andy Collins struggling back there, not getting time, and the second time this quarter, the Tigers have 3rd and +20.
Collins out of the shotgun, drifting back, and he will go down at the 20-yard line. Brock Arndt again with the tackle, and Oxy's, I hate to say it, not to denigrate the first 3 opponents, they're playing a real defense here.
Yeah, we have not seen this from Occidental in a long time. This Redlands team is getting to Andy Collins, and Andy Collins generally isn't under too much pressure, and even when he is, he's got that escapability. It's just not happening right now.
Nathan Atkins standing on the 44-yard line, ready to receive the punt from Groh. Nice punt by Groh. Take Atkins back to the 38-yard line. They fall into the sidelines, and Atkins is out to the 48, where Joe Zachary makes the tackle. And Atkins, it looks like he could break one.
He is a very, very good athlete, as we alluded to with the finished second in the country in triple jump. But he was one of the guys that they looked to be the leader of the receiving corps. And, you know, with the passing game the way it has been so far for the Bulldogs, that has not been the case. But obviously against this Tiger defense that has given up some points through the air, they're looking to turn that around tonight.
1st and 10 Redlands at the 48. Could be the last play of the first quarter. Handoff, Schaefer, a couple, across midfield to the 49. And the clock will run, and I suspect that will end the first quarter. Second quarter about to get underway. Redlands will have the ball 2nd down and 7 from just across midfield. 7-0 Occidental. Your impressions of this first quarter, guys?
Well, obviously we're stunned by how well the Redlands defense has performed, but something we really haven't mentioned is the Oxy defense has played pretty darn well. Redlands has done nothing offensively to this point.
2nd down and 7. Saris, the quarterback. Chris, his first name. He's out of Lake Oswego, Oregon. He's going to run the option left, cut it up, eludes one man, and has a first down to the 41, where Tim Tanous finally gets him.
Good read by Saris. He went away from his running back early and kind of felt like he might have made the wrong decision, but obviously saw something we didn't, saw the hole, made one man miss, got the first down. You know, we said that the Bulldogs haven't done much, and that's true, but they have shown twice that they are very, very close to hitting the big play. They've gone up the field 2 times, and they've gotten behind, this Tiger secondary.
1st and 10 at the 41. They do the sprint option right. Saris with a nice pitch back to Schaefer, but Schaefer only has a couple of yards. Snuffing out the option in the first place was Kyle Stowers, and the stop made by James Sabo, looked like.
Anthony Osler was over there as well. Good job by the Occidental defense to string out the option there, defending it exactly how you're supposed to.
Right.
2nd down and 8. Handoff. Schaefer coming around the end, has some room. Is down to the 31-yard line, close to a first down. Jeremy Gruber along with Patrick Sarkeesian there.
Very well blocked in that play. Redlands did a good job of sealing off the defensive end and the linebackers for Occidental.
3rd and a short 1. They need right about at the 31. It's just inside the 32. Schaefer, the setback, way behind his quarterback, Saris. Saris under center, sneaks it, and has the first down to the 29.
Nice push by the Redlands front five. Mentioned earlier they're a bunch of seniors. 4 of the 5 are seniors. And, again, really counting on them to be a big part of this offense. But they knocked that front 4 back, got him 3 or 4 yards on that sneak.
Handoff. Schaefer over right tackle. Rolls ahead to the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down.
Solid 4 yards, though. Again, good line surge by Redlands.
Good start to this quarter. Good drive, done mostly on the ground. Done entirely on the ground, rather.
2nd down and 6. Handoff. Schaefer had trouble getting the handoff, but he's going to plow ahead to the 20-yard line. It'll be another 3rd and short as Tim Tanous was in on the stop.
It's going to be 3rd and short, but as you mentioned, Craig, that was nearly a disaster for Redlands. He had real difficulty getting that handoff and was just pinning it against his hip as he went through the line.
3rd down and short here. You've been getting a lot of yards on the ground. Might be a time where you do a little play action and see if you can make a big play here and make a big statement early.
So what's the story with the field and the stadium and the...
Frank Sorrell was a coaching legend in Redlands, both at Redlands High and at the University of Redlands here. He was the coach when Redlands went to the NAIA championship game in 1976. Ted Runner, longtime athletic director and small college All-American, I believe in 1949. Took us to the Pineapple Bowl.
3rd and short. Handoff. Godfrey tripped up in the backfield and will lose about a yard. Initially in on the play for Occidental was Daniel Tremello. Jeremy Gruber was there ultimately to stop him. He'll lose a half a yard back to the 20-yard line.
Not even a hint of a kicker here.
Did you say took us back to the Pineapple Bowl?
I did say us.
Did not let that slide.
I thought about it right after I said it.
All right, 4th and a yard and a half. Saris the quarterback. Single setback is Schaefer. Motion man is Lacey. Sneak by Saris has the first down, it appears, as the linesman creeps in from the near side. He's to about the 18.5. They needed just outside the 19. So, wow, a gain of about 3 yards on a sneak.
That was a long way to call a sneak. That was a gutsy call. I don't think I would have had a quarterback sneak from that far away.
But the success of the previous sneak, they got 3 or 4 yards at the time they did it before, and very few teams sneak from that far away, but based upon the 3 or 4 yards they gained 3 or 4 plays ago, not a bad call.
All right, 1st and 10 Redlands at the 18-yard line. Oxy, a tenuous 7-0 lead. Saris, the quarterback, takes the handoff to Schaefer, drifts back. Zachary chases him, throws incomplete. Ball was intended for Tom Romaine.
Really don't like that call. Tim, you mentioned the play action maybe on 3rd down, maybe. You're effective running the ball. It does a lot of things for you as far as, keeping the Occidental offense off the field as well. Your quarterback doesn't have, reams of confidence right now, given what's happened. But again, most importantly, you're effective running the ball. Run it until you're not effective anymore.
Right. No, I agree.
Redlands ball on the left hash on the 18 of Occidental. They're going to do the sprint option right. Saris keeps it. A flag is down. Tim Tanous has Saris down at the 12, but a flag down in the backfield, and where you usually see holding.
Yeah, this is coming back. That flag was thrown right in the middle of that line, and a tough call. This is going to create a 2nd and very long. The Bulldogs now 2 plays in a row, not as successful as they wanted to be.
So that'll bring the ball back to the 28-yard line, and Oxy gains about a half a yard on that penalty as well.
And this is a critical penalty for an offense like Redlands. They're not a team that's really made to convert 2nd longs.
2nd down and 20 for Redlands. Offset eye, Schaefer the deep back. Little play action. Saris goes back and bounces one to Nathan Adkins at the 22-yard line. A Redlands quarterback bounced a pass there, Kevin.
Yeah, I never saw that in the past. And number 15 as well, I might point out. But it's actually a good point, Craig. You saw Saris after that pass kind of storming away with his head down. He just doesn't have any confidence at all right now.
It stinks. That was a good call, a great route by Atkins. They're playing him so far off, respecting his speed. Just can get the ball there.
You can almost see him overthinking from here. I mean,
right.
he's just tight.
Ball back into play on 3rd down. The pass is a little dump off that is knocked down at the line, incomplete. And Oxy is held here, although I don't know what you do on 4th and 20 from the 29. Do you try a long field goal? Do you just go for it?
I don't know, but you do what you did on 3rd and 20. Jake Lacey was wide open in the middle. And Saris, you can't blame Saris for that one. He was just under too much pressure. He got knocked down as soon as he threw it. But if he had gotten that ball to Lacey, he might still be running.
Sean Conway on to try the 46-yarder. He hasn't tried one this long all year. Ball is blocked, and it will settle down at the 11, but Oxy will get the ball at the 29-yard line. Well, that's got to be disheartening for the Bulldogs. You have a nice drive against a good team, and you get a holding call, and you come away with nothing.
Outstanding drive. They knocked down 5 minutes in this quarter and a couple minutes at the end of the first quarter. They were inside the 20. They were moving the ball very effectively, and it's all for naught.
First down and 10 at the 29 for Oxy. Straight pitch back to Anderson. Not much there, and he's pushed back. They give him a really generous spot to the 32.
You know, the way that the Bulldogs have really shut down the Oxy passing game the last two possessions is an indicator that they got to get Matt Anderson involved in the offense. They got to get him going to give Andy Collins, or take some of the pressure off Andy Collins, and kind of go back to the explosive offense that we've seen earlier. They came into tonight number 3 in the country in scoring offense, averaging 46 a game.
Yeah, but they're not playing Colorado College or Claremont.
They are not.
Second down and 7. Collins back, has time, throws long for Winchell, incomplete. And Connor Drake out there on the coverage once again. Really nowhere to go for Collins. And that, called that play now 3 times, I think, at least.
And Connor Drake's been stride for stride every time.
In that time, Andy Collins had some time, chance to set his feet, and wasn't the best ball that Andy Collins was throwing.
Third down and 7, Occidental. Collins rolling to his left, has a man behind him, throws, has a man open, it's Inabnet, and Inabnet is down to the 41-yard line in Redlands territory. Stopped by Jarrell Garcia, a touchdown-saving catch, and for the first time in about 13 minutes in this game, Oxy gets something on offense.
That was the post corner. Inabnet with a good route, great ball by Andy Collins, as I mentioned before. I think that's about the easiest route to get open on and one of the toughest to complete because the distance of the route changes based on the coverage.
And Namnet, one of the pleasant surprises for the Tigers this year. That's his 16th catch, 3 touchdowns as well. He's been one of their go-to guys.
First and 10 for Occidental. Pitch straight back. Anderson met at the line, but breaks a tackle, and he's across the 30, and he's finally dragged down at the 27-yard line by Jarrell Garcia. This is a big drive for the Redlands defense right now. It's 7-0 Oxy with 8:20 left. And Redlands has not shown a proclivity to move the ball other than that last drive. First and 10, Oxy, and Collins fumbles the shotgun snap and has to sit on it back at the 35. Those are drive-killing plays.
That is a drive-killing play. Collins with a smart move, though, just getting on the ball, and they've got 3 more downs to get this first down, so he saved it for another day.
Clock running at 7:48 left. It'll be second down and 16 for Occidental from the 35 in Redlands territory. Collins gets a good shotgun snap this time. He's got some room to run. He's to the 35, turns the corner at the 30, and runs out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 9 on the play, and brings up a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, as we've seen many times over the past 3 years, when things start to break down, Andy Collins scrambling is generally a good play.
A name we haven't said very much tonight is Rocky Chisuli. Chisuli has been in the ball game, but the Bulls did a nice job of containing him. He came in tonight averaging over 7 catches a game, and I think he might have had 1 on that first drive, but since then, we have not said his name.
3rd and 8. A counter play, and Anderson is taken down at the 27-yard line by Jess Gilkey. And talking a little smack, Gilkey out of Corcoran, California.
I think it could have been Gabriel in there as well on the tackle. There's a couple guys that got in and did a nice job of wrapping up Matt Anderson. Interesting call for an offense that can do a lot of things.
And 4th and 8 from the 25, a little out of Jornstad's range, and Oxy will go for it.
Yeah,
here.
You're in that no man's land. Yeah. You've got to go for it here.
Collins out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. Chisuli the motion man. They sprint Collins out to the left. Throwing into the end zone. Tight coverage, and the ball incomplete. Flag on the play. Oh, they're going to get Jarrell Garcia on Jordan and Abnett in the end zone. Looked like 2 guys going for the ball.
I disagree with you, Craig. Yeah. I think that was pretty blatant PI. I think he got there early, and he was looking to strip his arms pretty early.
The former receiver says there's PI on the play.
It was an interesting call, though, on 4th and 8, going for it all.
All right, it's 1st and 10. They'll mark it at the 13-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty with no half the distance. Collins the quarterback. Pitch back Anderson. Up the middle, has room. He's across the 10 and finally wrapped up by Gabriel, and he will go down at the 9-yard line. One thing that I've noticed in this Redlands team and the other games we've done, the sureness of the tackling has been just top shelf.
Yeah, they've been tough to this point, but Matt Anderson on this drive in particular has shown that you better not arm tackle me because I'm not going down.
Second down and 6 from the 9-yard line for Occidental. End around to Washington. Boy, what a play that was. He goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line. What are you thinking there? I think you're out thinking yourself there.
I don't disagree with the call, but you run to the short side of the field. you have a guy like Chris Washington that can make a big play. And he did on the first drive. He had about a 15-yard run. But run to the short side of the field, and the way the Bulldog defense has shown some speed, as Kevin alluded to earlier, I do think right there that might not have been the best call.
Third down and 14 from back at the 17-yard line. So a loss of about 7 on the play. Collins drifts back, has Anderson. He caught it at the 15 and is able to elude one man, but not a second, and he goes down at the 10. A nice play by Jordan Moss to slow him down and allow Brad Smith to get him.
Yeah, Moss didn't make the tackle, but he did slow him down well enough to get help.
They'll bring Jornstad out for the field goal. Jornstad on the year has not attempted a field goal. Oxy has scored 21 touchdowns. He's made 20 out of 21 extra points, but has not attempted a field goal. Chisuli will put it down on the left hash at the 18, so it'll be a 28-yard field goal for Jornstad. The kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field with 5:07 remaining here in the first half. It is Occidental 10 and Redlands nothing. We'll be right back. Jornstad to kick off. His first one went out of bounds. This one is pretty much straight down the field. Taken on the 6 to the 30 to the 35, and down goes Kyle Godfrey. Tim and I were talking, Kevin. Did they have this funky font on the numbers back in the day?
No, they didn't. We didn't have the helmet color either.
What those kind of helmets? They used to wear leather ones.
First and 10, Redlands. Ball on their 32. Deep handoff. Schaefer met in the backfield and pulled back in on the play for Occidental. Victor Lopez. So it'll be a second down and 10. 4:14 left. 10-0 Oxy. Saris, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. Schaefer immediately to his left. 4 receivers, 3 to the left. Saris drifts back. Has a man on the right side. Incomplete over his head. Oh, and Stowers is going to get a call? That's a terrible call.
I don't like that call either. I've never liked that call. It's the defenseless receiver call. The ball was over his head. He can't see the ball. All he can see is the receiver going up, and that's an awful call.
And Coach Weedoff is ticked.
Oh, they called that interference. The ball was 5 feet past him.
Okay,
that is
a worse
atrocious call.
That's a worst call. That ball, if he had been in the stands, he'd had a better chance catching that ball than where he was on the field. That's a SCIAC classic. That is one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
And not only that, say it was your call, the contact was there when the ball was. The ball was just not even close to him. I think the call they wanted to make was the defenseless receiver call. Obviously, they did not do that. But even if they called that, the contact came the same time the ball went by.
I thought the ball was well by him by that time. Anyway, it's 1st and 10 on the 39. Ball is caught at the 41-yard line. This catch made by Jess Gilkey. Second down and 7. Saris drifts back out of the shotgun. Pass is caught by Atkins at the 49-yard line, and he gets a yard as ahead of where he actually was tackled. It'll be a first down for Redlands right at midfield.
I like that with Saris on that play. It was a little slant route. He just got up and he threw it. No thinking, no anything. Just get up and throw. Delivered a nice ball on time. We'll see if that gets him going a little bit.
Plays that established confidence. That's one of them.
Saris out of the shotgun. Pass is complete to Godfrey on the right side. He gets about 4 yards to the 46. It'll be second down.
Speaking of sure tackling, Kyle Stowers coming up on the little flanker stop, and he wasn't going anywhere.
As we mentioned earlier that the Bulldogs lost their opener against Whitworth last week. I think we might have been talking about Azusa Pacific. Last week, Whitworth defeated Azusa 17-14. So that Whitworth team is a very good football team.
And Linfield started out the season 1-3.
They're still, as of this week, 18 in the.
But I think they played a couple of Division II opponents. Second down and 7. Pass is incomplete. A couple of touches on the play by Godfrey. A little swing pass out to the left. And it'll be third down and 7 with 2:16 left here in the first half, and Oxy leading 10-0.
And that ball was dropped by Godfrey. I realize it was just, a little screen, but doesn't do when you're trying to gain confidence with your quarterback, you need to catch the ball.
Right, but these are good reads by the offensive coordinators for the Bulldogs because the Tigers are all of a sudden giving them all kinds of cushion. And these little quick hitters are forcing the Tiger DBs to wrap up. Kyle Stowers did 2 plays ago. But one guy misses, that could be a big play for the Bulldogs.
Third down and 7 for Redlands. Saris, a very deep drop. Pass is almost intercepted by Tanous just across the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down. And let's see if Mike Maynard sends out the punt team.
Yeah, ball intended for Nathan Atkins coming across the middle. Atkins was there. Nice play by Tanous to break it up.
Atkins was there. There were 5 guys in that general area for Occidental, though. That was a very, very dangerous play. Redlands was lucky to come out of that with just an incomplete pass.
If you've got a fake, this might be the time to run it. On 4th and 7 from the 47. Instead, it's a quick snap back to the punter Pole, who's had a nice game so far. A fair catch at the 18-yard line is taken by McGarry, and Oxy will put it into play there with 2:06 left in the first half, and the Tigers in the lead 10-0.
Pole gets that consistent air on his punts that you don't necessarily see from Division III punters.
And that is the 7th kick he has placed inside the 20 this year.
Yeah, that's 7 now out of about 19. That's a pretty good ratio. Also tells you that your offense is bogging down right around midfield.
You're punting a lot.
So Oxy will put it into play. Having done Coach Dale Wiedoff's games for 7 years, I doubt they're going to go up the field here. And Matt Anderson across the line for 3 yards.
It looks like Craig might be correct.
I think he is.
What did I hear?
Just once.
He said might be.
2nd and 7. Hand off Anderson. He's got 2 out to the 24.
I don't like to tempt fate, but you're down 10-0 if you're Redlands. Your offense isn't that effective. Yeah, you call timeout here. Call a couple timeouts. Go after the punt. And, maybe you catch lightning in a bottle.
But it's 3rd down now. Oxy can run this clock. It's at 41 right now. They can snap it at about 22. Redlands does have 2 timeouts left, but they decline to use it. Handoff is to Anderson across the 30. He'll have a first down. That will stop the clock temporarily, but I'm sure both teams will say, just run it out.
Yeah, that'll be it. For a very fast second quarter. First quarter was very slow. Second quarter just zipped by.
So they will run the clock down. It is all zeros. We played 30 minutes here at Ted Runner Stadium, Frank Sorreo Field, and it is Occidental on top 10-0. Craig Duckett, Tim Walsh, Kevin Walsh about to bring you the second half of Occidental versus Redlands. The kick, this one by Coverson, is taken on the sideline, and Atkins stepped out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Oh, that's a brutal play. You got to let that ball go. I know you want to make a big play, and you've probably been told at halftime, got to get the offense going. That ball's going right out of bounds. And you get the ball at the 40-yard line. A tough mistake by Atkins.
And Oxy kicking it to the sideline again. I mean, it's got to be by design. He's got to be instructed to do that. That's terrible.
So Oxy gets a break. It'll be 1st and 10 for Redlands on the 9. Going from right to left of the Bulldogs. Handoff, Schaefer up the middle. Gets a couple. Coming out of the pile for Occidental, Anthony Oslin. They're going to credit him with the tackle. So it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Anthony Austin is a name we haven't said very much this year. There's so many guys with Occidental defense who are involved in a lot of tackles. Joe Zachary, Tim Tanous, and Anthony Oslin are the linebackers that really should get a lot of credit for a lot of the plays this defense makes. And Scott Ferguson did a nice job all year on the D-line.
2nd and 8 for Redlands. Handoff to the left to Schaefer. Has some room to run, cuts it up, and is smacked down at the 21-yard line by Joe Zachary, but it's a first down.
Great block and all kinds of room to run by Schaefer. And, you mentioned earlier that the Bulldogs did a nice job of tackling. We've seen both teams do a very good job of wrapping up tonight. That tackle was made obviously 10 yards up the field, but both teams have been hitting and wrapping up.
1st and 10, Redlands. Handoff Schaefer around right tackle. He is across the 30, and finally Oslin and a couple of others bring him down at the 35. Zach Schaefer. First half stats for Schaefer, Tim?
Zach Schaefer does have stats in the first half. 9 carries for 27 yards. That's good radio. So you add 3 more carries at 28 yards. What was that, about 12 carries, 55 yards? That, he was their shining star coming in. He comes in averaging 5 yards a carry, got a lot of work, gets some pretty good teams. So he's a guy that can do some stuff with this offense.
1st and 10 at the 35 for Redlands. Sprint option to the left, and Saris will keep it, and squirts ahead to the 41-yard line. Looks like Sabo was there, as was Oslin for Occidental.
Another 6 yards, and again, another good job by Redlands sealing off the ends and the linebackers, giving themselves an opportunity for plus yardage.
And I jumped on a little bit early and criticized them for their pass protection. This front 5 for the Bulldogs doing a very good job of controlling the line.
Jared Swash, Jeff Gazale, Trevor Lady, Russell Dement, Mark Tom from left tackle to right tackle. 2nd down and 4 for Redlands at the 41. Schaefer with the carry will get first down yardage to the 46. Tremello on the stop. That's a rare run up the middle. Most of them have been off tackle or option play.
Still had some counteraction on that play, so I think that's something that we've seen that's been a little more effective against the Occidental defense.
Nice footwork by Schaefer, too, really hitting that hole, really quick laterally.
I agree. He read that very well because there wasn't that much room there.
1st and 10 for Redlands on the 46 in Redlands territory. Oxy with 10 first downs in the first half to 6 for Redlands. Drifting back is Saris. Deep drop. Looking, throwing long. Man has a half a step and is incomplete. A flag is down, and they're going to get Jeremy Gruber. I think Jeremy Gruber tackled him to save the reception.
You don't see anyone arguing on that play. That
No.
was an intentional pass interference call, and it was the right move. He was beat.
But there's no way he would have got there if that ball was a little bit longer, because once again, as they've shown a few times now, the Redlands receivers showing some speed, getting behind the secondary. That ball thrown a little bit behind, and Gruber just ran into the receiver and really stopped the big play.
1st down and 10 Redlands at the 39 of Occidental. Redlands did have a field goal blocked in the first quarter. That was their only real threat. Handoff Schaefer going up the middle. Oslin pulls him down at the 38-yard line. They'll give him 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 as Oslin steps up to make really the first play any Oxy defenders made in the second half.
Tom Romaine, the halfback for the Bulldogs, we haven't said his name at all tonight, done a great job of blocking, the lead blocker for Schaefer. He went in motion on that play and left Schaefer by himself. No one to pick up Oslin. Oslin did a nice job of hitting and wrapping up Schaefer.
2nd down and 9. Handoff right. Off tackle Schaefer. Room to run. Stowers pulls him down, probably with a face mask. And that's probably going to cost Oxy 15.
Stowers making a very nice play on Schaefer, but yeah, it looked like he got his hand on the face mask there, and I agree. I think it's going to be 15. I don't think it's going to be a 5-yarder.
A very deliberate call by our SCIAC referee.
So deliberate, it looked like a hold. He held it there. Where we see it.
He almost bruised his forearm making that personal foul call. So that'll move the ball to the 21-yard line.
Just short of the Oak Tree red zone, but think about how far this drive has come. Started their own 7,
Yes.
and quickly, less than 4 minutes, they are moving up the field to help them a couple of long penalties. But good play calling, nice establishing the run the second half, and they're knocking on the door.
1st and 10 on the 21. Saris the quarterback. Play action. Saris in trouble, and it escapes one man but not another, and he goes down at the 22. Tim Tanous will get credit for a sack as it's a loss of a yard. And Robert Theophanis was chasing Saris. Could have had him for a more substantial loss, but nonetheless it'll be 2nd and 11.
I didn't dislike that play by Saris. He didn't see much open. Hasn't been, overly successful throwing the ball. Just tuck it and get what you can.
Yeah, don't force anything into traffic. And nice job by Tanous after Theophanis flushed him out of the pocket. Tanous get his second tackle for loss this season.
2nd and 11 for Redland. Oslin shows blitz. Was almost offside. Saris goes back. Pass across. Incomplete. Daniel Tremello with the nice play as they tried to hit Jake Lacey, the tight end, across the middle.
Not a bad ball by Saris by any means. He's rolling to his right on the move. Threw it awkwardly. Put the ball where it had to be.
You've got 1st and 10 on the 21. You move the ball up the field almost exclusively on the ground, and you get down here and you throw 2 passes. And now you've got 3rd and 11.
I think there's just a tendency to outsmart yourself.
There is. It's just a coaching thing. It's like, well, we've done that. They won't be looking for it. Keep running it until they stop you.
3rd down and 11 for Redlands on the 22. Single setback is Schaefer. Oxy jailbreak blitz. Saris gets the ball across, complete to Lacey. He's to the 10. He is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redlands.
We saw that same exact play earlier, Kevin. You mentioned it then that Jake Lacey was wide open on the 3rd and long, and the Tigers tipped it. Same exact play. Lacey all alone. Bulldogs, their first touchdown pass of the year.
I'm not sure I like the jailbreak blitz on 3rd and 11 there. Let Saris go back and beat you.
I agree. You've got a guy. It's in his head as far as not throwing the ball well. Make him stand there and make a decision.
So a touchdown for Redlands with 10.5 left, and on to try the point after will be Sean Conway. 2 for 2 on PATs this year. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field with 10:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. It is Occidental 10 and Redlands 7. So Redlands takes the ball 93 yards in 4.5 minutes and has cut this Oxy lead to 3 points. A big touchdown on 3rd and 11.
First half, Kevin, 30 plays, 79 yards for the Bulldogs. In one drive, they get 14 more yards.
Kickoff by Conway is taken at the 9-yard line. 20 to the 25. Matt Anderson on the kickoff return.
Number 22, Matt Lean for Redlands, made a great play. He blew up his blocker at about the 30. Just knocked the guy backwards like 7 or 8 yards, and then he came up and made the tackle on Anderson. So Matt Lean, quite a special team performer.
First and 10, Oxy on the 25, going from left to right, leading 10-7. Collins' pass is complete to Nabbit. He's to the 45, to the 50, and down at the 48-yard line. Excuse me, it was Rocky Chisuli on the catch.
Chisuli with the catch over the middle on the slant. A couple times in the first half, he got open on that play. He seems to be working pretty well against the man coverage of this Redlands defense. It's just they're not seeing him over the middle, but that time they did, and they delivered.
Chisuli, you look at him, he doesn't seem like he has much speed, kind of possession receiver. He gets open, and he can make a big play, and they need to get him involved in the offense.
Pitch back to Anderson. Anderson to the 45, down to the 41-yard line, a gain of about 8.
Well, I guess the first half was just a warm-up. We're going to have a shootout here in the second half.
Connor Drake came into that play late and was very close stripping the ball from Matt Anderson. Anderson holding the ball away from his body as he was trying to run through some guys, and Drake just missed getting it.
Second down and 4 for Occidental. Collins throws over the middle, incomplete. He wanted Daniel Rucker, but draping Rucker was Jordan Moss.
You were right, Tim. Winchell had about a 10-yard cushion. You could see the defensive back just sprinting out of there at the snap of the ball. So underneath, it appears to be open.
Third down and 3. Anderson across the 40, falls on his back at the 39-yard line, very close to a first down. It depends really where they put it down.
Yeah, judging by the marker, he didn't get it.
Yeah, if they put it down with this guy on the near side, it's going to be very close, and I have a feeling he's about half a football short. We're going to see a measurement here. They measure the sticks out, and he's going to be, wow, well short. So the old Redlands chain gang there, Kevin Walsh.
Exactly. Never lose a measurement at home.
He is a full football, if not more, short. So they put the ball just across the 39. They need almost the 38. It'll be fourth down. You have to go for it here at the 39.
We're going to see the big jumbo set with Logan Brown here and Anthony Ostlin, if I'm not mistaken. And just flip the ball back to Matt Anderson, have Andy Collins be your lead blocker, and see if you can get the yard you need.
Why not sneak it?
Could do that. But Brown is in, as well as Joe Zachary.
Tight formation for Occidental on 4th and a half a yard. They pitch it back to Anderson. He's not going to get there. He didn't even get to the 40-yard line. And Redlands defense holds, and this game has switched. Clearly, the momentum has switched to Redlands right now. They trail 10-7, but they'll have the ball at the 40 in their own territory.
And they are fired up. You can hear the crowd a little bit. You can see the sideline. They have all the momentum, and these Tigers are reeling right now, Kev. They have not seen a defense do this to them, confuse them so much, put so much pressure on them. And we talked about on earlier broadcasts, the Tiger defense, you always thought they'd give up a lot of points, and you felt like the Tigers have to outscore people. Well, the way the offense is playing right now, Tigers are in a lot of trouble.
First and 10 on the Redlands 40, 8-11 left here in the third. Saris rolling out to his right. Under pressure, throws, has Lacey caught at the 49, just short of a first down.
And that man has some confidence right now. Rolling out nicely, delivering a good ball to Saris, who was fairly well covered.
It's 3 pretty good passes in a row. Even though and it's 3 looks at Lacey. You get 1 drop around the 10 and the touchdown pass on that pass right there. Yeah, Saris starting to get some of his confidence back.
Lacey out of Ontario, California, about a half hour down the road on I-10. Second down and very short for Redlands. Saris drifts back, throwing long down the field, and it is going to be out of the reach of 4 players, 2 Oxy players and 2 Redlands Bulldogs. Kevin Vollmer, Kyle Godfrey on the pattern.
You know, we've been a little critical of them. That's the best deep coverage we've seen all night. Mm-hmm. Both of them had a better chance to catch the ball than the Bulldog receivers.
That's the second and 1, take a chance deep pass for Redlands. So let's see if they convert here, or if they might even be thinking they're in 2-down territory already.
Third and 1 at the 49. Saris under center. 2 receivers to the right. Ball on the far hash. Another sprint option. Saris will plunge ahead for a first down to the 49. First and 10, Redlands on the 49. Handoff Schaefer. Oxy tries to string it out, and they do. And Leonard throws Schaefer to the ground back at the 50.
That play was not designed to go that wide. It was designed to go just outside the tight end on that side, but he didn't have anywhere to go, so he kept going outside and going outside. Great defensive play by Occidental.
10-7, Oxy. 6:20 left, third quarter. Saris looking over to his right, has his man Atkins. Atkins falls forward for the first down to the 36-yard line. Make it the 38-yard line.
You know, we saw Saris bounce the ball to Atkins on that same play in the first half. He's a different guy right now. You know, he got that touchdown pass out of his system, and boy, he's looking good.
And a nice ball, too, because, you know, Anthony Ostlin did a pretty good job of reading that. He dropped right away to guard Atkins, and Sayers put the ball where it had to be. And you're right, Kevin. This is not the same quarterback we saw earlier in the ballgame.
Sayers, quick three-step drop pass is caught on its hip by Atkins to the 30-yard line, and he falls forward to the 26. And boy, this Redlands team is feeling it.
And he got a Reggie Bush aid right
exactly
there.
Right. By more than one guy. You know, the Notre Dame fans cried about the Reggie Bush push, but it's never called. No. It's never called. And Redlands guys were jumping into that play left and right to push Atkins forward.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on the Oxy 27. Oxy has not stopped Redlands here in this third quarter. This is their second drive. It's 10-7 Oxy, but that lead in jeopardy. 1st and 10 on the 27. Atkins in motion from the right. Handoff up the middle. Schaefer to the 22-yard line.
And setting up a future play right there. Nice inside handoff to Schaefer with Atkins come on the end around. Atkins, we've mentioned a few times here, blessed with a lot of speed. The more yards Schaefer gets on the ground on those kind of runs, the easier it's going to be for Atkins later on in the game to take one of those handoffs and get some big yards with it.
4:50 left, third quarter. Sarah's handoff, Schaefer. Room to run is down to the 15 after running over Jeremy Gruber. Another first down.
This is very, very impressive is what the Bulldogs are doing. Just grinding the Tigers, pushing, slowly but surely getting yards at will.
Well, Redlands has been in 3 dogfights, pardon the pun, in their 3 games. And Oxy has not. And is there anything to that, you guys think?
Tigers have been in cat fights.
Rare. First and 10 on the 15. Saris drifting back. Being chased by Joe Zachary. Throws it off his back foot, throws it away. Good play by Saris to avoid a big loss. It'll be 2nd and 10. Guys, why do they do that? They're running the ball down their throats.
Well, we've been saying run the ball, but they've been very impressive throwing the ball on this drive. So
True. Pass to Lacey, pass to Atkins.
But going back to your original point before the comedy came, and it was comedy, let me tell you. Yeah, it does take. You've learned from the last 3 weeks what you need to do to be successful in the close
You've learned,
games.
But they haven't been successful.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, last week they got closer, and they feel like they can get it done here.
Handoff to Schaefer. He's down to the 7-yard line. Gruber with a touchdown saving tackle. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Absolutely. Tom Romaine moved early on that play, and there was no call.
A SCIAC official missed a call. 3rd down and 2 for Redlands. Romaine is the motion man, and going down with no gain is Godfrey. Alex Wertheimer making a big stop, and Redlands is going to kick a field goal.
Play of the day for Occidental. Kept Redlands from getting 7 points in this drive. Huge by Wertheimer.
I think he kept Redlands from getting 7 points on that play.
Yes.
If he doesn't get him, he's going in.
Yeah, I agree. There's a good-sized hole.
It'll be a 26-yard field goal by Sean Conway. Kick is up and good. And it is a dogfight. 3:06 remaining here in the third quarter. It is a 10-10 tie between Occidental and Redlands. Oxy will get it back. A big play by Alex Wertheimer, the freshman out of Everett, Washington, to save at least a first down, if not a touchdown. So Redlands has had the ball twice in this half. They have scored both times. Oxy has had 1 possession and was stopped on a 4th and 1 at the 39 in Redlands territory. Bad kickoff by Conway, but it's going to take a bounce out of bounds. A nice play by Matt Anderson to let that ball roll. Had it taken a bounce toward the inner half of the field, though, Oxy would have been a world of hurt.
That's a rally killer.
2:54 remaining. Clock is running on 1st and 10 from the 35 for Oxy in a 10-10 tie. Give is to the up man.
I think it was Jason Heller, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Jason Heller with the call, and he gets maybe a half a yard.
And not a position that Occidental's been in much, particularly in the SCIAC. When is the last time they were in a 10-10 game or a tie game late in the third quarter?
You'd have to go back to probably the 2003 season.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Before Andy Collins got here.
They've rolled through the SCIAC.
2nd down and 9. Collins drifting back. Looks left. Throws. Anderson has it at the 40. Spins out of 1 tackle. Spins out of another tackle. And goes down with first down yardage at the 46-yard line. Right in front of the Redlands bench here on the near side.
What an effort by Matt Anderson. And the last 3 or 4 yards in that play was simply Anderson. He should not have gotten that many yards in that play.
Oh, going to your earlier point, the first game of 2004, they lost at Chapman.
Correct.
Justin Elway was the quarterback. That was the last time the Tigers lost a regular season game.
Correct.
They've won 20 in a row. And interesting side note with that, in 2002, the Tigers had an 20 regular season games in a row the Tigers have won. They had an 11-game winning streak broken up by the Bulldogs in 2002.
1st and 10. Collins going long down the far sideline. It is out of the reach of the receiver, but a flag is down. They're going to get Jarrell Garcia getting Daniel Rucker, and Oxy, I think, is going to get a break there.
Oxy's getting a huge break there. I even agree that was not pass interference.
No,
that was a good play.
You've got the yin and yang going there. Right. You got the Bulldog alum status and the receiver fraternity going.
That was a good play. That was not pass interference.
Very good coverage. The only justification might be by your official that he did not play the ball. He never turned and looked at it.
It's true. If you don't look back,
right,
you're not more often than not you're going to get called for it.
But it was very good coverage by Garcia. No contact, but yeah, he played the man instead of the ball. When that happens, you'll see that call sometimes.
All right, first down and 10 for Occidental. The penalty takes it to the 39 of Redlands. Collins out of the shotgun, drifting to his left. Pocket moves with him. Throwing long down the field, incomplete. He wanted Jordan and Abnett. Guys, the coverage for the Redlands DBs has been just spot on.
Stride for stride again.
So it'll be second down and 10 for Occidental at the 39. Minute 31 left in this one. Redlands trailed 10-0 at halftime, but has scored the only 10 points here in this quarter.
And yeah, it's a different team for Redlands here in the second half.
Oxy's got to score because their defense is not stopping Redlands right now. Second down and 10. Collins out of the shotgun. Drifting left. Has to avoid one man, and he's not going to do it. He's going to go down at the 43-yard line.
Looked like it was Brock Arndt again that made a big play. And how often have we seen somebody catch Andy Collins?
It doesn't happen. Collins goes right by him. I'm watching the play develop. I'm going, Arndt doesn't have a prayer of pulling down Collins, and he did. This Redlands defense is fast.
And we shouldn't be as surprised as we are by this Redlands defense. They've been giving up some points. They've given up an average of 108 yards on the ground and 137 through the air. I mean, that's a pretty good defense. You're getting it done. They're giving their
very
offense
good teams.
a
Yes.
chance. Yeah.
3rd and 12 for Occidental, back at the 41 in Redlands territory. Collins drifts right. Has to run for his life. Throws. Has a man. It's Chisuli. He's to the 29-yard line. Very close to a first down. He's probably going to be a half a yard short. It's another 4th down with 35 seconds left.
And I think you might see, this is definitely 4th down territory, I think you might see the play that you asked for last time, Craig, is you put Collins behind your center and just have him follow him. Andy Collins is an athlete. He'll get those yards for you.
He's got Chris Kiles right in front of him, 6'3", 250. The guards are Sam Emerson and Thomas Gonzalez. Chris Gerhardt, Brett Henderson are the tackles.
A lot of pressure on these 5, too. We've talked about that very first game. They are replacing one of the best offensive lines that we've seen at Oxy over the last 10 or 15 years.
Well, they'll have some time to think about it as the third quarter is winding down.
That was one of the slowest spots because the player went down with 35 seconds left in the quarter. All right, we have played 45 minutes here at Ted Runner Stadium. Nothing has been decided. It is Occidental 10 and Redlands 10. We'll come back with quarter number 4 right after this. Here we go, 4th and short. Another pitch back to Anderson. He's trying to turn the corner. If he does, he's got yardage. 25, 20, knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line. They spot him at the 13, but a huge play by Anderson. Keith Richardson saved the touchdown.
It looked like Richardson had the angle to prevent Anderson from turning the corner, and he just purely outran him.
Yeah, I gave Craig a poor spot on that one. I was trying to point out Richardson was the guy that had a chance to make the play, to stop him behind the line of scrimmage, but Anderson made the right call and took it outside and
went right by.
It looked like he was going to get all the way. Nice job by the Redlands defense chasing to give them an opportunity to stop the Tigers inside the Oak Tree red zone.
1st and 10, Oxy at the Redlands 13 now. Counter handoff, Anderson! He waltzes into the end zone! Touchdown, Occidental!
Some kind of miscommunication by the Redlands defense. They are not happy with each other, but the inside handoff, the misdirection, and Anderson, as Craig alluded to, was not touched going in.
They have not had any kind of hole like that not anything close to that the entire game. Yeah, I think there was some confusion on the Redlands defense.
I have a feeling it was some kind of counterplay. Well, I haven't seen it very often. I suspect Redlands hasn't seen much film on it.
Redlands moves guys in and out very late. So I think the susceptibility to having confusion on defense is there.
Jornstad on to try to make his 21st extra point of the year out of 22. Chisuli with the hold. Snap a little high. The ball's down, though, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 14:47 left in this one. Oxy answers with a touchdown. A big 4th and 1 carry by Matt Anderson, and then a first down carry by Anderson into the end zone for a touchdown, and Oxy has a 17-10 lead.
Nice response by the Tigers. All started, you hate to go back to it, the kick out of bounds. Gave the Tigers great field position after all the momentum was on the Bulldogs side.
Jornstad to kick it off. This one straight down the middle. Atkins, though, has the short kickoff at the 13-yard line. To the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Cuts it outside, now cuts it back inside. and is down at the 37-yard line. You know, the thing is, that doesn't seem as bad as kicking the ball out of bounds, even though the result is better.
Well, you give your team a chance.
You make them earn it.
Right, right.
We have a penalty against Oxy. Offside on the kickoff.
I'll add 5 more yards.
So that'll take it out to the 42. 1st and 10, Redlands. Handoff is to Schaefer. Schaefer, not much. Ball on the deck! Who's got it? Oxy says they do. Oh my goodness, they called him down.
There's
Oh, my
no way
goodness.
he was down. That's awful. That is a terrible call.
My goodness.
That is unbelievable call, but we do have a Tiger down. You know, Daniel Tremello being helped off the field, and it was not being helped out. Obviously, he had a cramp. He was not putting any pressure on his right leg. Let's hope for the best for him.
2nd and 9 for Redlands. Oxy leads 17-10 with 14:18 left. Saris, pass, caught. Godfrey, 40, 45, and is taken down at the 48-yard line. Kyle Stowers with a very fundamentally sound tackle, but it brings up a 3rd and 3 for Redlands at the 49.
Good call, good recognition by the Bulldogs. Again, the 10-yard cushion by Stowers, and Godfrey had a chance to break it. Nice tackle, but, hey, 7 yards because it was 3rd and short.
I'd go option again. I really like how Saris runs the option.
3rd and 3. They're going to go sprint option left. Saris will have the first down across the Oxy 45 to the 44.
And if only you could be in the booth right now, seeing Kevin pat himself on the back for making the right call. Former Bulldog coach Kevin Walsh, by the way.
I'm going to hurt my arm.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't strain your shoulder, patting yourself on the back there, guy. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for Redlands at the Oxy 44. Bulldogs on the move.
We don't mention that enough, that Kevin is a former Bulldog coach. After his career, he coached the receivers at University of Redlands.
Saris's pass, it was hit as he throws. The ball is it incomplete? No, it's intercepted. Oxy ball. Tim Tanous with an interception where he pulled the ball maybe an inch or two off the ground and caught it. And it's a big interception off a deflected pass. Oxy ball at the 43.
Very athletic play by Tanous. Very unfortunate interception for Saris. That was, he was just hit as he threw, and the ball just floated out there.
And it was going straight to the ground. That's an excellent catch by Tim Tanous, coming forward, laying out, and getting his hands underneath the ball. And the Tigers now responded to the Bulldog touchdown, really have a chance to really knock the Bulldogs on their heels.
If you're Oxy, though, you've got to think score. You can't think ball control and play it conservative. I think you have to think score here.
Take a shot early, first play?
I'm not sure about that, but you can't do the run, have Collins roll out and run 6 yards and then punt deal.
Winchell, again, isolated up top one-on-one with Dre. They've tried to go to that a few times. And Garcia.
If I'm Redlands, I say, so what?
Right.
Keep running that.
Brad Smith, the safety, is cheating to that side. You also got one-on-one at the bottom.
And you've got Chisuli against Moss, and I've been watching that, and Chisuli kind of owns Moss. I would go there.
1st and 10 at the 43. They run their own option, do the Tigers, and Collins twists forward for about 3 to the 46. 12:55 left here. 4th quarter, 17-10 Oxy.
And he opened himself up for a big hit. Tyler Ferreira finishing him off on that play. Collins took a pretty good little shot as he went down.
You love to see the heart and the fight, but when you fight and you expose yourself, you turn and have no idea who's coming at you, like he did there. He really took an extra hit that he really didn't need to take.
2nd down and 7 for Occidental. Just across the 45. 3 receivers to the right. Collins taps his forehead as if something's up. He drifts back. Throws across the field. Pass is caught by Rucker, who is spun out of bounds by Jordan Moss. And it'll be short of a first down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Tigers right at midfield.
Good read by, before you do, Kev, good read by Andy Collins. Jordan Moss wasn't looking. He had a chance to pick it if he did look. A little long out there, but you saw something else.
Yeah, Chisuli again on that deeper slant. He's getting open pretty consistently on that play. And it did work very well on an earlier drive in the 3rd quarter.
3rd and a long 2 for Redlands, just across midfield. Collins in the shotgun. Handoff to Anderson. Anderson spun down on a great play at midfield. The great play made by Jess Gilkey, because if he doesn't make that play, Anderson has 15 or 20 yards.
At least, he might still be running. That was a great play by Gilkey.
Very similar to the play the Tigers scored the touchdown on, just went the opposite direction. And, yeah, if Gilkey doesn't get him, he's got a long way to run. And now, the defense doing their job, the Tigers are forced to punt.
It's 4th down at midfield. Does Dale Weedoff run a fake?
Alex Groh, a nice first half. He had 3 punts, averaged 40 yards.
Groh averaging 37 coming in. 8 punts only for the Tigers this year. Groh lets the 25 roll down. The kick is a bit low, but it's going to bounce nicely, go inside the 10, keep rolling inside the 5, and stop at the 3. yard line. So Redlands with 97 yards to go. They have a 90-plus yard drive already in this half, but they will need another one as the ball is spotted between the 2 and 3 with 11:22 left and Oxy holding a 17-10 lead.
A 48-yard punt for Groves, his third punt inside the 20, so he did his job.
I'd say the ball on the 3 is doing his job. That was...
We went to the Joe Morgan School of the Mastery of the Obvious. 1st and 10 for Redlands on the 3. Saris comes out under center. Classic I formation. Schaefer on the counter. Over right guard. Across the 10. And has the first down at the 15-yard line. The ball is loose. And Joe Zachary has picked it out of the runner's hand. No, he hasn't.
Yes, he did. He gave it back.
Oh, my goodness.
Zachary had the ball, and then he got it stripped. It is Redlands' ball.
It should be first down, then. It should be first
Yes,
down. If
you're
Zachary
absolutely
had possession,
He had possession.
it should be first down for Redlands at the 10-yard line, which is where the ball is.
What a play by Zachary, stripping the ball away from Schaefer. Schaefer fighting for extra yards. That's oftentimes where the ball gets stripped. Just took it right away, had the ball moving upfield, and it was stripped right back by Redlands.
Kyle Godfrey was the one that had the ball. Don't know if the ball went to the turf at all, or if he just took it right out of his arms. But we're the always scary conference with the SCIAC officials. But they are making the right call.
They did make the right call. It is first down for Redlands at the 11-yard line. Coach Dale Wiedoff is beside himself, but it's the right call because they stole the ball back from Zachary. It's got to be a first down. So it's 1st and 10 Redlands at the 11. Clock is running with 10:49 left, fourth quarter. 17-10 in favor of the Tigers. Saris, handoff, left side, Schaefer stacked up after a gain of maybe 1. Anthony Osland in on the tackle.
Covering up with both arms as he went through the line that time.
Well, that would have been a game ender had Zachary held on to that ball.
Absolutely.
2nd and 8 on the 13 for Redlands with 10:27 left and Oxy on top. 17-10. Saris under center. Schaefer well behind him. They're going to go option right. Saris keeps it, but he's not going to get much. First man in was James Sabo. Anthony Osland in there as well, along with Daniel Tremello. But Sabo made the initial hit on Saris. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Sabo did a very good job, but Joe Zachary's really the one that disrupted that play with his surge through the line.
They forced Saris to cut back to the inside where Sabo was. A nice job by Zachary and create a 3rd and long now for the Bulldogs.
Under 10 minutes now, 17-10 Oxy. It'll be a big 3rd down and 8 for Redlands at their 13. Adkins has found some room in the defensive backfield. Oxy, though, this is a down on which they usually bring the house. Let's see what they do here, though. They got burned on it for Redlands' only touchdown. They bring the house again. Saris's pass is caught, and short of a first down is Godfrey? Yes. Excuse me, it is Kevin Vollmer. He is likely to be short of a first down at the 20.5.
Oh, you got to get your route to the sticks, but also a great tackle by Jeremy Gruber not to let him get that extra yard.
They will measure, and if
real close.
If the old we never lose a measurement rule when Kevin Walsh was playing here applies.
But if they don't get it,
you go for it. You go for it. You don't give up this possession.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Did he get it? Yes, he did. Oh, my goodness. He got a pretty decent spot. I thought he might have gotten about a football's worth of spot there.
And Kevin Theory's true.
Kevin Theory's
the measurements at home.
Guys with the sticks are high-fiving each other. I don't know what that means.
We're just joking. All right, a big first down for Redlands. So Oxy now has brought the house twice on 3rd and long and been burned both times.
Good protection that time.
Yes.
By Redlands.
Right.
Really
I'm sure they've scouted that out and they went max protect. 1st down and 10. Option left. Oh, and Saris is going to go down for a loss. Zachary sniffed that out. It'll go back at the 18-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd and long. Alex Wertheimer. And Alex Wertheimer, we haven't called his name a lot, but when we have, it's been for a big play.
Right, Wertheimer did the same thing that Zachary did on the previous option where he forced the quarterback to cut back. And when he did, that time Zachary was there to make the big play. And Zachary, again, as I mentioned earlier, he is amongst the leaders for tackles for loss, and he's had 3 or 4 today. Leaders in the nation, excuse me.
All right, it'll be 2nd down and 13 for Redlands. Call it 12. Sarah, straight drop back. Pass is knocked away, incomplete. Patrick Sarkisian was bracketing with Kyle Stowers. Sarkisian, the up man, knocked the ball away. Ball intended for Jarrett Ennis, who didn't even make the 2 deep.
It's like Craig's better than we are because we wouldn't have corrected ourselves because no one on the we're on the internet. We're not. We don't have the honesty Craig does. But Sarkisian, oh man, he's jumping up and down. He knows that he should have intercepted that pass.
The ball never should have been thrown.
Right.
That was excellent coverage and
very
lucky that it wasn't intercepted.
Another 3rd and 12 now. 8:09 left. Oxy brings 6. Saris back, throws across the middle. It is caught by Godfrey, well short of the first down this time. And Redlands will be forced to punt with the clock running at 8:03 showing, as it looks like Theophanis was in to make Saris get that ball away early.
You know, it took a long time to develop. He just kept running backwards. The Bulldogs have scouted well. They have plays specifically designed for third down, and he kept running backwards, waiting for something to develop on the left side of the field. And, you know, by the time it all worked out, threw the ball sooner than he wanted to. Tiger defense was still there. A nice tackle again by Gruber.
All right, on fourth down, and we get movement on the line, and a false start against Redlands, so that'll give Oxy 5 more yards. You know, we've got a dearth of IMs and emails tonight. Maybe because it's a good game. We do have the Zachary family listening in Salina, Kansas. All right, Paul, who's had a good game. He's out of Bishop Blanchett High up in Seattle. Protection is good, as is the punt. Washington at his 43, going up the middle to the 50, just across midfield to the 49, and with 7:25 left, and Oxy holding a 17-10 lead, they will have the ball.
You see Chris Washington and Nathan Atkins get the ball in these kicks. You just think they are one missed tackle or one broken tackle away from making a big play. Both are very quick and exciting.
Washington averaging 15 yards return with a long of 36. So they will run the clock. Oxy should not even snap this ball for 20 seconds.
I agree with you. And speaking of which, they didn't run the clock after the ball was set after the Redlands penalty, which is not the rule.
You are correct.
The clock should have run.
Collins does let the clock roll down to about 6. Tight formation. Pitch back. Anderson will fall forward for a gain of about 4 to the 45.
I don't dislike that at all. I don't dislike that. Redlands had the one huge drive, the 93-yard drive. I just don't think it's in them to do it again. I would like my chances to run clock for Occidental to be much more concerned about moving the clock than scoring again.
Clock is running at 6.5. Oxy taking their time, leading 17-10. Hard-fought ball game, a good, clean ball game, and both teams have played pretty well. Not a lot of mistakes. 2nd down and 7. Collins is under center. He drifts back to pass. Going long, Chisuli, can he get there? No, he was hit before the ball was thrown by Jordan Moss, and in the NFL that would have been a penalty. But
it's not in college. He didn't hold him. You're right. He chucked him and it knocked Chisuli off stride. And it saved a touchdown, basically. Chisuli, I say it again, Chisuli owns Moss. They got to go after that combination.
Let's see what Oxy does here. If you're going to throw on 2nd and 7, you should throw on 3rd and 7 with 6:13 left. Oxy going for the jugular here. Their lead, though, is only 17-10. Collins in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Redlands with the blitz. The pass is caught for the first down to the 35-yard line. Mike Winchell. Do you think that was like the old Shannon Sharp, John Elway play where Elway just says, I'm going to throw to you. You get open. We're going to get this first down and go to the Super Bowl.
I'm not quite sure if that was the case there, but nice route, nice ball. And that is the most separation Mike Winchell has gotten from Connor Drake all day. Connor Drake has done an excellent job in coverage today.
But it is the play that you mentioned time and time again, Kevin, that has been there. We spread the field out and you throw the ball in the middle. It's been Chisuli a lot, but Winchell there had an opportunity and took advantage of it. 1st
and 10 Oxy on the Redlands 35 with 5:44 left. Collins back to pass. Blitz is on. Chisuli has it go away from him, incomplete, but he's going to draw a pass interference call on Jordan Moss.
It's holding. He was holding him. He got a step, and Moss just grabbed him. But again, I like that combination, going after that combination, but Coach Weedoff is definitely not thinking along the same lines as us as far as running clock down. They're in the shotgun. They're throwing every down. This is interesting.
Well, the Bulldogs are challenging them, too. They're putting 10 people on the line, basically saying, go ahead and try, see what you can do.
It is a holding call. Good call, Kevin Walsh. And it's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down to the 25.
Is it possible that Weedoff could be thinking of rankings here? That he thinks,
no,
we should get a score?
No, I can't imagine that. Not the guy I've known for 7 years. Busted play, it appears, as Collins goes down. He couldn't get the handoff to Anderson. I'm not sure if that was the design or not, but Collins smartly just pulled it back and held the ball. It's a loss of 1.
I don't think Coach Weedoff would be thinking about that for a couple of reasons. One, just knowing Coach Weedoff. And 2, you think about last year. The first round matchup between number 1 Linfield, number 5 Occidental. I mean, you may be worried about your rankings. I think the only reason you would be for your matchups. But D3 matchups are not like that at all.
D3 matchups, all they care about is who flies the least.
Right, how much money are you going to save. And again, you're not worried about where your rankings are as far as who you're going to play in the early rounds of the playoffs. So I do not think that is the case. I really believe that he's trying to take what this Redlands defense has given him. It's not talked about very much, but there was a 4 or 5 year run where never, ever was his job in jeopardy. But the Tigers in the mid-'90s were not a very good football team. And You know, they were great in the 80s. They struggled in the early 90s. And when we started broadcasting,
exactly. What was the difference?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden this team got a lot better. And sticking with Coach Weedoff and the players love him. They always had a great deal of respect for him. I went to Occidental during those years, and the players, I mean, every single one of them just talked about the respect they had for him as a man and as a person. And you knew it was only a matter of time before he got this thing turned around, and obviously turned it around in a big way.
Second down and 11 for Occidental. Clock runs at 5:04. Handoff to Anderson, met in the backfield. He'll lose back to the 27. Michael Crocco with the tackle out of Renton, Washington. It'll be a third down and 12 for Occidental, back at the 27. Boy, what do you do here?
Situation here.
I say you try to, I was going to say try to get it to the 20 to make it an easier field goal for Jornstad.
I like doing what you've done the last 2 seasons, which is get the ball to Andy Collins, roll him out, and let him try to make a play. Because he's shown time and time again that he can do that. Tonight, this Bulldog defense has not let him do what he wants to do. But, again, I think that's you trust him. You trust your All-American to make the play.
So Oxy will have to get this snap off at about 4:17 left, leading 17-10. Big play here, third down and 12. Collins out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. Redlands brings a blitz. The pass is caught at the 12-yard line. It is Mike Winchell yet again getting a nice little inside move on Connor Drake.
And it's the same play that we saw earlier for the first down. And what a monster play.
And again, Redlands had the same defense. They brought about 6 guys, and Winchell was, quote-unquote, the hot read, I guess.
We're so accustomed to seeing the Tigers at the line every single play. Calling the play at the line. It's so weird to see them, strange to see them in the shotgun. Now there's 4 seconds left on the play clock. Andy Collins now calling a timeout. 3:48 left in the fourth quarter. Tigers 1st and 10, knocking on the door.
2 receivers split out to the left. Anderson, the single setback. Motion man is Howler. Pitch back to Anderson. Anderson to the 10. That's the play on which he scored the go-ahead touchdown. He is stopped there. You know, if you're Redlands, you start calling your timeouts because they're at the goal line here.
Probably not. Probably not with 3:45 left. I might wait a little bit.
Because you're also probably thinking, the chances are we're going to be down 2 scores after this, even if they kick a field goal. And really all Oxy's got to do, I think, is hold on to the ball.
It's so interesting. The Tigers are used to looking at the sideline for the play as they're on the line. Now in the huddle, all 12 guys, or excuse me, all 11 guys are looking at the sideline.
Are we in Canada?
Yeah, exactly. 11.
Are they cheating? 2nd and 7 on the 10. Pitch back Anderson. Anderson across the 5, and he's right at the 5. He's about 1.5 yards short of the first down with 2:59 remaining.
What an impressive close-them-out drive. You know, Oxy's been tested like they haven't been tested in several years, and they've really responded.
Tested in California.
There is nobody covering Chisuli.
Oh, and a timeout is called. Oh, and a good timeout. They should have snapped the ball. Andy Collins didn't even notice. So they call timeout as Redlands, but that's a key timeout. Redlands has to burn a timeout. All right, it is 3rd down and 2. Tight formation for Occidental. Collins under center. Motion man is Joe Zachary. Handoff. Anderson. Across the line. Does he have the first down? Are you kidding me?
He fooled everyone.
What a great call.
Oh, he just walked into the end zone. Andy Collins, the play action to Anderson.
It takes a lot to fool Craig Duncan. If you can fool Craig Duncan, you can fool any defense in the country.
Hold on. Touchdown, Occidental! I was wondering why the guys next to me, the Oxy coaches are right next to me slapping the press box, and now I know why. So it's a touchdown for Andy Collins. Jornstad on to try the point after. I guess I'm not putting that on my resume tape. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So a monstrous fourth quarter for Occidental as they came in tied at 10 into this quarter and have put up 2 touchdowns to lead Redlands 24-10 with 2:28 left. Coverson on to kick it off, taken by Atkins at the 8-yard line. 15, 20, cuts it out to the right, and he will go down.
That was a 5-minute touchdown drive for Occidental, and that was hey, it's nice that you guys hung around. You guys played really well, but we're better than you are.
And they will run the clock here.
They should run the clock here.
Jeffrey Whitlock, a freshman out of Chandler, Arizona, on the tackle. 1st and 10, Redlands at the 24. Sarris back to pass, being chased, flushed out, throws, it is incomplete. Nice diving attempt by Vollmer. On the coverage for Occidental was Joseph Hernandez.
And Robert Theophanis, Occidental only rushed 3 guys. Theophanis fended off 2 blockers and almost sacked Sarris, but forced him to throw that pass earlier than he wanted to.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2:07 left, Oxy leading 24-10. And a tall order here for the Bulldogs. Sarris drifts back. Looks left, has a man, it's Vollmer. He's got to get out of bounds. He's got a first down at the 35. Redlands with 2 timeouts left. Their only real hope is a touchdown, onside kick touchdown. Because even with 2 timeouts, with the clock running at the change of possession, they would have maybe at most a minute, and not even that. They'd probably have 30 seconds if they try to hold Oxy.
If they scored on this play.
Yeah, if they scored on this play, exactly. So 1st and 10 for Redlands on their 34, going left to right, trailing 24-10. Saris drifting back, throws left, has a man. It is caught and inbounds short of a first down. Catch made by Kenny Romero, his 2nd catch of the year.
How do you not call that? Mark Thorne just absolutely grabbed Robert Theophanis. Theophanis is owning him on this possession, and there was no call at all.
SCIAC refs are questioning him?
Oh, my gosh, it was awful.
2nd down and 2 with 1:40 left. Saris drifts back, again being held. Oh, my goodness. Paul is incomplete, a little bit behind their receiver. That's twice in the same.
Twice in a row. It's Wertheimer on that way. It's Thorne as well.
He's grabbing him under the shoulder pads.
Under the pads. I mean, the most obvious hold you can have, and nobody's calling it. That's terrible.
3rd and 2 for Redlands on the 42. Saris drifts out to his right, throws, little jump pass incomplete. Wanted Volmer, threw it over his head. It'll be 4th down. Handoff to Schaefer, who's had a good game. He's across the 45 to the 47.
So now you got to ask yourself, what are you playing for? You got to take some shots in the end zone here if you're going to win this football game.
You do. And what are you doing calling timeout here? Coach Mike Maynard signals for a timeout immediately. They're moving the chains. That's very few coaches really manage the clock well, and that's a perfect example of terrible clock management.
1st down and 10 for Redlands, going from left to right with 1:23 left. 3-man rush. Saris throws down the middle, incomplete. Shout out to Dave Goltz, Justin's dad. Justin, the backup quarterback for Oxy. Dave listening from Michigan, where I'm sure they've turned over about 6 police cars by now. Saris drifts over to his left, now flushed out, going back to his right, throws deep down the middle. There's nobody there. It bounces at the 11-yard line, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. 24-10, Oxy with 1:12 left.
Just to clarify, Craig, I don't think the Goltz family had anything to do with turning over the car.
Yes. Yeah,
just want to make sure that everybody knows that.
We don't know that. 3rd down and 10 for Redlands. Saris drifts back, being chased toward the near sideline, throws, caught, and a big hit applied, and finally going down is Schaefer at the 48-yard line, and another timeout will be called by Redlands. We'll keep it here with 1:03 left, and Oxy up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, this is unfortunate. This Redlands squad will fall to 0-4 here. It's a very deceptive 0-4.
That's a tough 0-4.
Well, they're going to take out their frustrations on some of these teams in the SCIAC when the time comes.
All right, on 4th down and 5, Saris' pass is caught for a 1st down by Romero to the 37-yard line. First and 10 on the 36. Flag in the air on the snap. The throw would not have been caught by Shack. Incomplete.
I don't think they were set. I think this is going against Redlands.
Godfrey was the intended receiver for the Bulldogs. This game grinding to a halt now. 54 seconds left. Oxy leads 24-10. And you were correct, Kevin. Either an illegal formation or they just weren't set.
I didn't think they were set.
2nd and 10. Make it 2nd and 15. They ever move the ball back 5 yards. Oxy can decline that, and they do. So 2nd and 10. So good second half for the Redlands offense. Good 3rd quarter, we should say. But Oxy's defense is stiff, and the key defensive play of the game perhaps was Wertheimer's tackle on that 3rd down play to force Redlands to kick a field goal. Saris going back. Osland is hooked around the neck, and finally the referee decides to throw a holding flag. The pass was complete to Godfrey, but that's coming back.
He was trying to make up his mind. Should I throw it? Should I not? It's blatant. Maybe this is on film. Okay, I'll throw it. That could have been more obvious.
I mean, it was just kind of like the old cartoons where they give the guy the hook off the stage.
Yeah, before that even happened, if Saris would look to his right, he had Schaefer coming out of the backfield, and Schaefer was all alone on the right side of the field. If he would have noticed him, this would be a 7-point game right now because there was nobody over there.
So a holding call against Redlands. 24-10. The throw is out of the reach of the receiver. Saris is asked to throw the ball now on every down, and he's not a throw it on every down quarterback.
He's not a guy that, when you're expecting the pass is going to be that effective.
3rd down and 20, and a timeout taken by Oxy.
This has been the longest 2 minutes in the history of college football.
Oh, my goodness.
But we're making it sound like it's, fast. The way we're all these jokes, all the humor, the wit.
It's a little chilly out here. The one thing that I liked about not the one thing, but one of the things I like about being out in Redlands is when fall hit, it gets a little crisp out here. You're up against the mountain, you're a little farther inland, and it gets a little chilly out here at night, and it's kind of good football weather. So we had games where it dropped all the way into the high 40s.
Ooh,
wow! Might as well have been in Green Bay, but it's nice. I like to see the fans are bundled up here tonight. It's probably high 50s, but it's cold. It feels cold, and it's nice. It's nice. I really enjoy that. It's a good football atmosphere. Redlands tends to draw pretty well, and it's a good place to play ball.
Oxy across from us has brought a good contingent as well.
I think it said the Ted Runner seats about 6,750, if I'm not mistaken. This is a pretty big time facility. Yeah. But Kevin was the kind of guy, if you mentioned it before, he wasn't wearing gloves. He wasn't wearing any end sleeves.
Gloves.
Come on, he's the kind of guy where
but wasn't
state of mind, right?
Wasn't gobs of stickum legal back then? 3rd and 20 for Redlands with 37 seconds left. Saris drifts out to the right, sets himself, throws deep into the end zone. 3 Oxy players are back there, and Adkins got his hand on the ball, incomplete though in the end zone.
Wow, yeah, great coverage, but they almost judged it, and Atkins actually should have caught that ball.
Right, he's the only guy that even came close to catching it, and he went right through his hands.
It'll be 4th and 20 with 31 seconds left.
You need 2 scores. I don't dislike that call at all.
No, it's not
just check it down there and, see what can happen.
I agree.
With Kevin?
But if they do it again, you kind of hope let's get a couple receivers over there on that side.
Yeah, that
big
was
man.
Especially, Atkins is not the tallest guy to have. He's a leaper.
He is a leaper. A triple jump champ.
A steady diet of passes to Atkins on this drive.
Low carb.
4th and 20 for Redlands. This could be the last play of the game, as it'll be a change of possession if Redlands does not make it. Oxy brings the house. The ball is complete to Vollmer. Vollmer running for his life toward the out of bounds. Why is he running for his life to the out of bounds? Because he's short of a first down. It's Oxy's ball. I think he thought that flag.
He absolutely did. He saw the stick and thought that was the first down marker. It was actually the start of the 10 yards on the first down marker. So, yeah, that was unfortunate.
And with 24 seconds left, this game's over because they'll run the clock now, and Oxy will not have to run a play. So the Tigers will get a hard-fought victory over a very game Redlands team, especially on defense. 24-10, as Oxy's not even going to come out and be near the ball. As on change of possession, the clock runs in college football for whatever reason.
It's so strange to see, too.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
So anyway, it is all zeros, and Oxy has survived a game challenge by this Redlands Bulldogs team. Occidental wins this one by a score of 24-10 over Redlands. The game got dicey there for the Tigers as Redlands, with 2 scoring drives in the third quarter, sandwiched around a stop on 4th down against Oxy, had all the momentum, tied the game at 10, and Oxy took the following kickoff and went 65 yards, capped by a Matt Anderson 13-yard run. Oxy gets a late score in the fourth quarter, and they knock off Redlands 24-10, and really in the SCIAC, the haves are Redlands, Cal Lutheran, and Oxy. The have-nots are everybody else, and Oxy's games remaining are against Cal Lu and everybody else. And really, I know Coach Dale Weedoff won't say it, but as far as SCIAC play goes, it's a one-game season for Oxy right now.
Yeah, and nationally, this might not seem like a big victory for the Tigers, but this was a big victory. This Redlands team was game. They were ready to go, and I do not think that Coach Weedoff was shocked at all that this Bulldog team came to play. They have shown early on in their first few games they have a good defense, and the defense kept them in the game in the first half, made some big plays, and made it really exciting in the third quarter. So this was a very, very good win for the Tigers, and this is a game they needed to win and get used to playing this early, so later on when they do have a battle, they can know what to do.
Kevin Walsh?
I've got to echo Tim. I think it was good that they were tested. They were tested against a good team, and they responded. A great fourth quarter for Occidental. Really, and that last drive was just that was a championship team drive. That was very impressive. Knocked 5 minutes off the clock, scored the touchdown to put them up by 2 scores with just over 2 minutes left, and you really can't say enough about how they responded. But boy, a very good football game. We didn't really know what to expect with Redlands. We knew that they'd had a tough schedule, but they were 0-3 and now are 0-4. But they're a quality team.
And we've been critical at times. I mean, of this Occidental defense, of the points they've given up. They really stepped it up tonight. They kept their team in the game, and the offense was sputtering along. They did a nice job of stopping this Redlands offense, who really need to gain some confidence But they did a nice job of doing what they had to do to keep their team involved until they can get that offense going.
Final score again, 24-10, as Occidental beats Redlands. A couple of late touchdowns by the Tigers. Andy Collins, a 4-yard run off of a beautiful play-action fake. Mainly I say that because I was completely fooled.
Would have faked anyone.
Yes.
Except you two. And Matt Anderson had the go-ahead score early in the fourth quarter, a 13-yard run after Matt Anderson had converted on a 4th and short, a 17-yard run down to the 13, and then the 13-yard run for Anderson. And that's what won the game for the Tigers. The Tigers scored also on their first drive, a 22-yard touchdown pass from Andy Collins to Mike Winchell, and a Jornstedt 27-yard field goal were the other scores for Occidental. A Lacey touchdown pass from Saris and a field goal by Conway were the scores for the Bulldogs. Your final thoughts, guys?
You've heard us say it all night how this is a big win for the Tigers, but and mentioned how the big game is coming up October 28th. That said, the Tigers got a couple more in between. Got to beat Laverne, got to beat Pomona to give yourself a chance to win the SCIAC title. And I'm sure that's what Coach Wiedoff is preaching. He made it very clear after last week's victory over Claremont that his team was nowhere close to where he wanted them to be. And this was a step in the right direction. The score didn't indicate it, but this was a step in the right direction on defense. But they got to get things together on offense if they want to win a SCIAC title.
That's a good point, Tim. Laverne actually gave Oxy a little bit of a scare last year.
Right.
Jumped on them early, and then Oxy won because, again, they were the better team. But Laverne did jump them early, so they can't really overlook them. Laverne generally has some pretty good athletes, so that could be an interesting game. But all signs point to that Cal Lutheran game on the 28th being the game.
And the Chapman game, obviously it's a non-conference game, but that will not be an easy game at Chapman.
And that will be a revenge game. The last time the Tigers visited the city of Orange, they lost their last game.
So anyway, our next broadcast will be November 4th, so 4 weeks from tonight, as Oxy will be at Chapman. We'll be there for you at 7 o'clock. Our last broadcast will be the next week against Whittier, and hopefully for Oxy fans it'll be a playoff game on the 18th and perhaps beyond. So for my broadcast partners Kevin Walsh and Tim Walsh, this is Craig Duncan saying good night from Ted Runner Stadium here in Redlands as Oxy beats the Bulldogs 24-10.